Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from testbook.com.
Hello dear friends, my name is Shashank Gupta and I'm out here on the platform of Testbook telling you about the courses that Testbook has brought about for you. This is about double AI, this is about double AI, right? And especially we are working for something in the English, right? In the direction of English. Okay? So, how have you been? Kindly just input something so that I can get to know that you can listen to me clearly and you can also have a clear visual. Do let me know about it. Right. So, today what we are going to have right now is about the strategy, right? A strategy of how to score 100% in English, right? No matter what the paper is, but the major portion that you have out here is you should know how to go about and do the maximum in your paper and get the best of marks that would help you to attain the seat that you have been looking out for, right? So, the very first thing that we are going to see today is about something I would like you to know about, that is, yeah. So, strategy to score 100% in your English, right? As Rice, telling you something very frankly, we should know at least what kind of questions do we expect in AAI, right? So we have got the synonyms, okay, and then we have got the antonyms, we have got the idioms, we got the phrasal, yeah. Do you know these words? Do you know what are synonyms? What are synonyms? What are antonyms? What are idioms? And what are phrasals? Have you ever heard of these words? Kindly do interact so that I can get to know that you can hear me well and you are understanding the thing, right? Fine. So what about the synonyms? Do you know anything about the synonyms? Synonyms are the ones where we have to work on similar meaning words, right? And then we have got the antonyms where we talk in terms of something which is opposite. So this is similar and this is opposite meaning words. Then on the other hand we have got the idioms, which are expressions that have got different meanings, right? And then phrases, which are basically the usage of preposition and adverbs with verbs and nouns, which can also change their meaning, right? So it is basically adverbs and prepositions and plenty of other things. Similarly, an aspirant would also find one word questions based on one word substitutions, right? Then there is spelling, there is cloze test. Cloze tests are basically the ones where you have to write down something in the blanks, right? It is almost like the fill-ups, okay? So you have got fill-ups and you just have to talk about how to go about with the questions, right? Okay, let's see. Righto. So next thing we have in a cloze test, what would happen? There are paragraphs out there, right? And these paragraphs, a single paragraph would have plenty of blanks. There would be blanks out here. And all you have to do is fill them up with some words from the given options, okay? And this is called as a cloze test. Next, what do we have is the fill-ups, right? So what exactly are fill-ups? So fill-ups and cloze test, they are almost on the same line, right? What are they talking about? So they are talking about the various type of questions. It can be a single filler, a single line is given across out there and there is a blank out there. Then it can be a double filler, which means there would be two blanks in a sentence, or it can be a cloze test, which is a complete paragraph with different words to fill in. Next of what we have is about the sentence clause completion. Now this is a very, very important topic which you have to work on. And then we have got sentence clause improvement. So there is a completion as well as improvement, right? And then meaning of the underlined words. So this is again a good one where you can get good marks out here. Moreover, we have got the para completion. So a complete paragraph is given, and how do you complete it? That is the question, right? Fine. Keeping that in mind, we'll move forward and we'll start with the strategy, right? Before we start with the strategy, right, I would like to tell you something about ourselves. Let's go back to some things that I want to show to you.
वन पास फॉर 100+ गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स जिसमें आपको मिलेंगे 100 से भी ज़्यादा कोर्सेज, 3500+ मॉक टेस्ट, 500 से भी ज़्यादा PDF स्टडी नोट्स आपको मिलेगा सिर्फ 149 रुपीज़ में.
At 149 rupees, which is actually a good deal, right? Okay, coming back to it. So this is what I told you about. I don't know, Chaitanya. Can you hear me or not, Chaitanya? Right. So coming back to it, let's go back to this study about the thought process. Okay, what is it about? The strategy to attempt English. How do I hit English? How do I make? Okay, it's good. Okay, Chaitanya. Right. Right. How to attempt English. So first thing first, remember success. Success means what out here? Success for you is basically the job that you are seeking, and when you get that job, that is where you would say that you have finally succeeded. But reaching out to this space, this part, success, you need to start somewhere. Okay, so this is where you start. Then you need to think, you need to analyze, you need to plan, try, do, and do again, and keep on doing till you find success. Which means the path that you have chosen is going to be tedious, right? Tedious means what? It is going to be a lot of pressure out here. There would be plenty of stress out here. Fine. But at the end of the day, we are here to make you, like, as in de-stress you, remove that stress part from your things and get you the job that you're seeking, right? Let's come back to this. What is it about? So English, if we talk in terms of English, right, there are three parts to any paper. What is that? Vocabulary. So there would be certain questions which would be based on vocabulary. Then there would be grammar. Okay, the grammar is going to tell you how to go about, how to write a sentence, how to find the error in sentence, and plenty other things. Then there are certain concepts, right, which is based on the kind of thought process we have out there, right? As in, Like concept would be a kind of question where you would be given across, like closed test. Okay, closed test is what? It's a concept. How to go about with the closed test? So that is a concept you need to learn. Okay. Next, what do we have is practice. Is a practice. Fine. As much practice, like we strongly believe that if you do plenty of practice and only then what would happen, you would be able to crack the paper. Okay. So keeping that in mind, let's move forward. Attempt a full paper for English section. This is the very first thing. Okay, what is it we are talking about? We are talking about, first thing first, separate your Achilles heel and forte. Separate your Achilles heel and forte. Just tell me, what does it mean? Do you know what is Achilles heel? Do you know what is Achilles heel? Please, students, I'll try to have this as an interactive session, because if I'm coming out here and giving you these classes, so I would want that you would come across and we can actually decide on what all these days and how to go about with this, right? So you need to speak a lot with me, because if you make those answers, you give those answers, even if you are wrong, at least I would be able to help you how to go about with this. Yes, Chaitanya, very good. So Achilles heel is basically the weakness, right? And forte means the strength, right? That's why the word fort comes across. Strength, right? That's why we have old fort. Any fort in the world, it is always written with forte. So that is fort, because fort is what? It is quite stronghold, right? There are plenty of things around and huge walls around. No one can pass through. So that is why fort becomes strong. It talks about something which is strong. Okay. Achilles was, if you have seen the movie Troy, so you must, okay, fine, Ravijita. Sorry, that is Ravitja. Okay, Ashutosh, cool. Fine, we'll talk about the answer right now. Before that, just understand Achilles heel means what? So Achilles was a soldier, right? A great soldier, right? And that's, his heel was his only weakness. Fine. So he was killed when he was shot at his heel, right? So that means, like, Achilles heel means that anyone's weakness would be his Achilles heel. Coming back to it, attempt a full paper for English section. This is the very first thing that I want from you people, right? What is that? That you attempt a full paper and see, use the sense and language cohesion that is already existing, that already exists in you. Fine. So there is an English part which is already present in you, right? You need to use that and then you come across out here. Fine. Just look at the first question. Okay. Now everyone, whether you know the answer or not, but I want you people to give a guess, right? I want you people to try this out, this question with me. Fine. And then I'll show you how it could be done. Come on. Okay, everyone. Ashutosh has already given the answer. Mukul has given the answer. Sanjeev have given the answer. Okay. Next, who else? Be quick about it, please. Anything, whatever you feel like, whatever your answer feels like, you can just come across and give the answer to me. Okay, is that it? Nobody else wants to answer the question? Okay, fine. So I'll go across with this. The child was so scared that he dashed away from the place. Okay, Sanjeev says C is the correct answer. Nabi Sahib has given answer as A. Fine. Let's see. The very first thing that came across when I looked at this question, what I'm saying, that I have to use my sense and I have to use my language cohesion when I'm writing this answer, right? When I'm thinking about this answer. Okay. So some people have also given the answer as D. Let's see. First part, right? The child was so scared. So I see that there are two sentences out here. The first part of the sentence is, the first sentence is the child was so scared. This is the first sentence. And the second sentence is he dashed away from the place. And this part is what? This part is your, it seems that it is the conclusion, it is the effect of what happened out here. Okay. Now keeping that in mind, I understand that if this is was, this part has to be in past as well. First thing. Second thing, he dash away. He dash away. Away means further, farther, right? To a distance, right? Which means he dash away. This part is actually a place for a verb, right? So if I need a verb out here, so it has to be in past as well. So if I see debilitate, I don't even know what is debilitate, right? Many of us do not even know what is debilitate. But even then, you know that it is not in past tense, right? This is not in past tense. So this cannot be your answer. Am I right? Please be quick about it and just tell me, have you understood why I removed A? Have you understood why I have removed A? Yes, good. Next, weary. Now the thing is that weary, the word is not a verb at all. It is not a verb. It's gone, right? Next, scuttled. Now scuttled has ed out there, which means this is in verb form and this is also the past. Okay, let's see. Hurtles. Now hurtles is of course a verb. Hurtle is a verb. I've heard of this word. Fine. Good evening, good evening, Ankit. Right. But what about this one? Hurtle, and then there is an S out there, right? So this S part tells us that this is actually not past. It is, what form is it? It is present. If it is in present form, then this cannot be my answer, because not only do I want verb out here, but also it should be what? It should be in past. Never mind, Ankit. Fine. Let's do the question and then we'll discuss, okay? There's plenty of things to be discussed out here. Hi, Milan. Hi. Everyone, just look at the question first and then we'll discuss everything, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. The next part is momentum. Momentum. Now, momentum is actually a noun, right? But I need a verb out here. So momentum is not my answer. Hurtles, because though it is a verb, but it is in present sense, it cannot be my answer. D is not a verb. It is actually what? It is an adjective, right? So B cannot be my answer. Debilitate is a verb, but then again, it does not have past tense. It cannot be my answer. My final answer is scuttled. Has everyone understood? Please, if you have a doubt, you ask me, or else I'll move forward. This clearly shows that if I have a good sense and a language cohesion over English, there are so many words I don't know, and yet I can crack the paper. So the thing is, the conclusion I make from here is I can crack the paper with acute sense. Right. Okay, Nabi, you asked me what is scuttled, right? So can you just look at it and tell me what can it be? I'll just remove all the annotations so that it becomes easy for you. Yeah, look at it. The child was so scared. So he is scared. He's scared, right? I can crack the paper. Yes, DSB, this is what you have to remember. How could we know whether it is noun and verb? Yes, Ankit, that is where I'm going to help you people. I'm going to teach you what exactly acts as a verb, acts as a noun. Fine. This is where the team is going to help you and provide you with the best of knowledge. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So the child is scared. If it is scared, which means like something bad, he has seen something bad, he is very afraid. And then again, that he dash away from the place. And I want to write like the answer is scuttled. So as per you, what all can be the meaning of scuttled out here? What all can be the meaning of that word scuttled when I write it out here. Everyone, please join in. It would be lovely to have all of you giving your peace of mind, because that is where I can judge that how weak you are or something. Ankit, all the naming words are called noun. Awesome, Sanjeev. Fine, awesome. Right. So tell me about this word. What happened? If he's scared and he's away from the place, what did he do? Which means he ran away from the place, right? So it is talking in terms of something to do with ran away from the place, or maybe escape the place, right? Right? Left the place, something like this. Okay? Fine. Everyone clear with this? So scuttled actually stand for something when you are running away from something, when you are escaping something, or when you are leaving out something. Right. Yeah, leave out the place. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, Mukul. Okay, let's go to the next part. So out here, one thing is important. You already have a sense. Please listen to this carefully. You already have a sense and language cohesion. You already have a sense and language cohesion. Fine, it is already there in you. All you have to do is use it to the fullest. Okay, and that is what is what is going to make you confident about what to do in the paper. Next, now what happens is, first, in the first part, what did we do? We actually took up a paper. Okay, without even studying, we took up a paper and we did that paper. Now after doing that paper, what do? Take time and analyze the faults. Take out some time. Fine, take out some time for your that paper and start analyzing it. Very important, right? Because generally what happens is, if I say that you have got 20 questions coming across, so what would you do? You would actually attempt 20 questions, all of them, right? Because you would feel that out of 20 would actually give you what? A chance that you are going to get marks, right? Even if it goes wrong, so maybe 5 questions would go wrong and you would get marks for the others. But that is not so. Just think of it. If you attempt more, negative marking would definitely be a concern, right? It would be a big problem for you people, right? So that is something you need to analyze first, what you do, how you do, and how can you better it, right? So take time and analyze the faults you are making. So whatever the faults you are making, you need to check on that. Okay, take time, right? Maybe the first paper you take 2 hours to analyze it. So do take 2 hours and do it thoroughly, completely, so that you can get to know each and every point of it, that why it went wrong, why did you hit the wrong answer. That is the most important part for you, right? Okay, fine. Oh my god, many students have given the answer, but not all of them. Please come forward and answer, please. I'm requesting you people, because I want the class to be as interactive as anything, and more than that, I would love to have you people speak out your thought process, because only then I can teach you what is right and what is wrong. Okay, next, go to the next part. Question, let's see. The issues were dashed by the agency during the union meeting. Okay, now tell me something. Sorry. Tell me something. How many of you who are present out here would actually say that we have not understood the question? How many of you would actually say that no, I've not understood the question and I don't know what all these words generally mean? How many have this problem? Tell me frankly. Okay, Madhu has given the answer, Mukul has given the answer, Abhishek, Chaitanya, okay. Right, so everyone is giving the answer. Fine. I need to know about some, like anyone who says that yes, they have a problem out here. They don't know what all these words mean. They don't know what all these words mean. Anyone? No? Everyone know the meaning of these words? Fine. That is good. Because if you don't know the meaning of this word, maybe you are like a bit confused. Should I take brought up, or should I take brought about, or should I take brought down or brought on? And still you stick up and you give an answer which is at the end of the day wrong, then which means that your answer was wrong and you just made a guess out of the question, right? That is where I would definitely go against. That is some part that I would definitely go against, because I don't like going for guesswork, right? So when we are talking about, let's look at the sentence. The issues were dashed by the agency during the union meeting. So some issues we are talking about, okay? And what else is happening out there? So by the agency, so the agency has done something to those issues during the union meeting. Okay, so there was a meeting and the issue was used. Now one thing that comes to me, the basic sense is, when issues come forward, so what happens is issues are raised. Fine. So people, they raise the issues and tell the people that yes, please come forward and look what has happened out here. Fine. So that is one way of understanding that issues are raised. Okay. On the other hand, brought about. Brought about, does it have anything to do with issues? So no, it does not, because brought about has a very different meaning, right? It talks about some kind of changes, right? It means it talks about some kind of effect. Brought down generally means something where a part of a building or something like that, it is broken down. Broken down. Something which is decreased. Decreased. And brought on is basically again something to do with effect, or something to continue with. Okay, so there are many meaning, but when I talk about brought up, it generally means to raise something. Fine. So what are we raising out here? The issues. What are being raised out here? The issues. And that is why brought up, a part, is perfect, and that is the right answer. Everyone is clear with what is happening out here? Yeah, everyone is clear with this? Because what we are doing is, we are not just trying to find the answers, we are also trying to be very much be accurate of what we are doing, right? Because if you're not accurate, what would happen is, you would try to give an answer, but then again it will not work for you. Fine. So first part, everyone, quickly let me know, have you understood whatever I have said right now? Yeah? Okay. Fine. Good. So only Nabi have understood, not the rest of you. What about the rest of you? Okay, Mukul has understood. The rest. Let's go to the next one. So what is there? Minus the guesses. If I remove the guesses from my answers and the wrongs, fine, you have the questions that you will always get right. So when you start reading, the first paper you did. So let's just see, what was the first step that was to be done? The first step was, you did a paper. Okay? Attempt a paper, right? Second, analyze. Third, make priorities. Fine. How? Let's see. So these are the questions that should be attempted first. Which questions that you did without even reading anything, without even studying anything, you hit across a paper and you see that you have still done so many questions, right? So which means these questions are the ones where your accuracy is higher and you have better confidence in doing these questions, right? So you need to pick out these questions and then you will make them the priorities. Okay, now look out here, and you are the one who is going to tell me now, what about reading comprehension? Do you have any problem with reading comprehension, or it can be the first question for you to do? Tell me. Should we do the reading comprehension first? You can tell me your problems, your whatever the kind of things that you face out here. Yeah, tell me. Should we do reading comprehension first? So, some people would say, yes, we have to do comprehension first, because when we do comprehensions, the accuracy level is high. Even I would suggest that yes, not suggest, but I would also acknowledge the fact that reading comprehensions, they give you better marks. Why? Because you already have to find, you just have to find the answer from the passage. But the problem is that it consumes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of times, right? So that is why I would not do it. No. Fine, not yes. I would not do reading comprehension unless my speed is quite good. Unless my speed is quite good, right? On the other hand, parajumbles. Now parajumbles are again quite confusing, right? At times they are so confusing that we really don't understand what should be used and where it should be used. So that is why even parajumbles should not be the first attempts, right? What about closed tests? Now closed tests, you have a complete paragraphs and then you have got the blanks. It has been seen that you generally get good marks in closed test. So closed test can be one of the first questions. Find the errors is again first questions only when, if you have a good grammar skills. If you have a good grammar skills, so definitely you can come across and do the errors, right? What about sentence improvements? Again, it totally depends upon how well versed you are understanding the sentences. If you don't understand the sentences, it is going to be a big problem in doing those questions, right? Synonyms and antonyms. Now this is one big thing. Either way you know it or you don't. Either way you know it, or you don't. Fine. Mukul is asking, what are closed tests? Closed tests are basically a paragraph, a complete paragraph, right? And in those paragraphs, what have they done is they have put up some kind of blanks. They have left out blanks in each of them. Fine. And they have given you options A, B, C and D in everything, right? And they are asking which one would fill the first one, right? Again, A, B, C and D, and they are asking you which one is going to fill the second one, and this way, right? So that is what a closed test is about. Fine. So out of these, you need to find out, because once you give that test, you will get to know that these questions are, which are the ones which are easily done. Even there is a question like one word substitution. Now that is easy, right? Rather than going for synonyms, Sanjeev, definitely you can get in touch with our people out here. See, that is the thing out there. Like if you fill out the form, we'll get in touch with you and we are going to help you out. Okay. So Sanjeev, you can do that. Look out here. One word substitution. So what, now this one is easy, right? If it is easy, and if I say like one word substitution or synonyms, so I would definitely always go for one word substitution and not synonyms, right? Because synonyms are difficult to remember, but one word substitutions are good. Fine. Next part. Now find the weakest point. Now that you have, okay, you have already registered, so we'll get in contact with you. Fine. The rest of the students, please do get in contact and write your queries out here so that we can get in contact with you and we can let you know about how to go about with these things. Fine. It is just to help you settle your dreams. Of course, those who are not, they are daydreamers. We are not talking about daydreamers out here. We are talking about dreamers, right? Dreamers who have determinations, right? Because if you have determinations, we are out here to help you with those dreams. Fine. Right. Come across. Now find the weakest point and start studying from there itself. This will better your marks allocation per question. Fine. Which means, what does it mean? Once you get what is my weak point, let us suppose my weak point is parajumble. Okay. So I would suggest you check up with error and RC every day. But one thing is for sure, that do the para jumbles at least one every day. Fine. Till the time you are so sure that yes, any kind of para jumble comes in front of you, you can actually score 100 percentile. Fine. That is how we hit at the paper. That is how my Achilles heel changes to my forte. Right? And as it would get better, maybe let us suppose close test was not good with you. Okay, you were not good with close test, and suddenly what happens is, suddenly you start getting, like, you start practicing, and with this practice, now also you do not get 10 on 10, but with that practice, at least where you were getting 0, now at least you can actually get 5 out there. So that is a pleasant marking thing for you. Okay, let's go to the next part. Oh, one thing more. If you hate reading comprehension, unseen passage, start from there itself. Yes, and I would always suggest that. See what I have come across. I have understood that the right sequence of study is, what is to be seen first is the accuracy. If your accuracy is wrong, there is no point in giving a paper, because in that case you would be just making those silly mistakes that you have always been making till now, right? So your accuracy has to be strong, the very first thing, and then you work on the speed. Speed as in how much time does it take. See, just think of it. You read a reading comprehension, okay? You have a reading comprehension, you read it and you can do the questions. Very good. Fine. So there were 10 questions from reading comprehension. You did those 10 questions and all of them were correct. Such was your accuracy, right? But just think of it, when I'm doing reading comprehension and you have done 10 questions out there, what would happen after that? You see that in doing those 10 questions, you have actually used 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So, is this viable? No, this is not. This is not viable. This is not going to get you any kind of marks. It is not going to help you in breaking your or cracking the paper, right? So, something is very important. The accuracy has to be there, has to be maintained. The next part is the speed. Your speed has to be good enough. That would come in due course of time. And finally, when the speed and the accuracy is maintained, achieved, you start allocating the time per question. Am I clear? See, this is why am I saying all these things to you? Because from Monday on, we have these classes and I'm going to help you out with these things, right? All you have to do is come across and join me and have the fun and learn the language that you have always wanted to. Fine. So how do I go about with this? You need to enrich the English sense. Okay? So this is telling us things to do for 100 percentile. So I need 100%. How do I go about with this? What is to be done? So you need to enrich the English sense. You need to read the English newspaper. Of course, never start with something as difficult as what? As difficult as editorials. Start with something which is lower on the lower side, which is like reviews. Fine. So you have got reviews, then you have got economy related stuff, and then you can go to editorials, right? So editorials would come at the last when you have actually learned how to read. Then watch the British movies. Yeah, keep it British. It is very important. Okay. So the movies, documentaries, and series, yes, they have to be there, because only then your English sense, your structure would come into being. But remember that it has to be a British production, nothing else. Don't go for Australian, right? Or else the only thing that is going to change is not your English, but your accent, right? Follow the concept taught in the Testbook live sessions. Do follow the concepts, fine? Because the concepts that are given to you are based on all the years of practices that we have seen the students doing who have actually achieved it, right? So these are like time and tested concepts which are definitely going to help you achieve what you want to. Practice every day. Now that is something very important. You need to practice, because if you don't practice, there is in no way you can clear the paper. And when I say every day, it means every day, not a single day to be left out. Ask doubts. Ask doubts. Now, this is something like, if you don't ask doubts, like you have a doubt and you are still not asking your teacher about it, then it is of no use, right? In that case, it would simply mean that you are just idling away, right? Don't do that. Do mocks as many as possible. And then once you have done this, the whole process is repeated again. You keep on repeating it till the time you get the thing done. Okay? And the end result would definitely be the 100 percentile that you are looking out for in English. First thing first, right? I have given you, like, I don't want to give you something like very fancy or something like that. These are the basic reality things. Fine? You have to live in realities, right? English can be easy for you if you study hard and if you follow your teachers, right? If you follow the pattern that comes across in papers, right? So keeping that in mind, what I have planned for you people is, like, we are going to do questions, okay? All the type of questions that come across in your papers, right? And a tad bit high the level. The level would be a bit higher, fine, just for you guys, so that what happens is, when you go across and give the paper, your level, you would feel that it is easier and hence it is attemptable. Your accuracy automatically would reach to a new high. Fine. So first thing first, come across and tell me all the doubts that you have about English. Any type of question that you need to ask me, you can fire away. I'm here. I want to give you that time. Please, any question that you have, you can ask me right now. How many of you have actually appeared for AAI before this? Is there anyone out here who has appeared for AAI? Okay, fine. So if none has appeared for paper, which means this, if this is your first time, which means you have to, okay, Nabi has. Nabi, can you just tell me? Okay, others have not. Nabi, how was the paper? What was the how was the English part in the paper? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Very good. Jagjeevan, what kind of questions did you find out there? How can we learn vocabulary from scratch? Scratch. Please do mention the strategy and sources too. Pretty good. Chaitanya, you need to keep on watching this part, and I will definitely help you out with the vocabulary part, right? In my next class, in my next session with you people, I would definitely talk about vocabulary. Fine. Okay. Okay, it was tough, it was difficult. Yes. Fine. So, see, we have got people out here who are simply telling us that the paper was actually difficult. So, if you really want to clear this out, you need to understand how to go about with this, right? You would be provided with some special questions. More than that, the very first thing that is going to be taught to you is concept. Even in learning vocabulary, there is going to be a concept. Fine. If you know that concept, what would happen? Your dealing the paper, your way of dealing the paper would become easier. Fine. Okay. So keeping that in mind, anything else you want to know about other than the vocabulary, you can just let me know out here itself, so that I can come across and help you. Fine. And do again, I'm telling you again, do fill the form so that we can get to know the kind of problems you face and we can help you accordingly. Understood? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's difficult. Yes, definitely it is difficult. Fine. So I do have a minute or so to talk to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a simple trick for right. So when we have got vocabulary can be learned through roots. Okay, yeah, definitely, about synonyms and antonyms. So it can be learned through roots. Okay, it can be learned through mnemonics, and it can be learned through analogy. Okay, so these are the three ways of learning your words. The question is not about learning, because you are good at learning. That is something I know already. You are good at learning. I'll give you a word today and you are going to learn it like anything, right? If I give you a word like flossy nosiny hilipilification, you can even learn a word like this. And you would say like, yes sir, I have learned it, and you would be happy about it. The only problem is when I ask you after a few days, you are off. Which means the problem is not learning, the problem is retaining. Retaining. Why? Because you don't use these words a lot. Okay, so that is how it is. Fine. So in my next class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you in learning a way of how to retain the things. We are going to work on roots, mnemonics, analogy, and also about how to study for fillers and different questions which are going to help you and get you better marks. Fine. So it seems you don't have any more questions for me. So I'll just call it a day, and I hope you have understood what is to be done. So see you soon in my classes. It's goodbye from me and my team. Take care, and definitely we are going to meet. Estimating an action worthless. Yes. Righto. Thank you very much and take care.